we will cover how to add a lesson from scratch. Say you want to add a new lesson under the topic angles in geometry. Click on add lesson, give it a topic. Let's say we're calling it angles basic. We give in this topic students will learn the different types of angles. Give it a micro standards. Let's say it's grade 5. It's measurement and devices, and it is the 10th unit under that. Oops. So that 5.MD.10. Then you can select the difficulty level of this lesson and the provider. So which content provider? Since we are Zaya, we're going to use Zaya as a content provider. Oh well, let's pick YouTube because we'll add some YouTube videos. Once this is done, you can hit enter. You can see now it's created a learning object which is pretty much an empty container. It doesn't have a lesson plan. Like if it had a lesson plan, you would have seen it green with a checkbox. This doesn't have a lesson plan now. Now to add contents into this learning object, we click on the object. It opens up. As you can see, unlike the previous case, which everything was populated, this one is empty. We want to make our own lesson. So let's start with adding a video from YouTube on angles. So I'm going to go to YouTube education and I'm going to search for topics on angles basics. Alright, so I think for now let's just pick something from Khan Academy.
Let's say we have one ray over here.
Alright, now we want to add this for our students to follow in their playlist. So we can go to share, pick this link here, I copy it, go back to the platform, and I embed this. Now you can see the video here has been embedded. Quickly click on this, and I can preview this same lesson within the Khan Academy.
Ray over here that starts.
Now, if for a student in the angle basics, I wanted to add more resources. Say after watching the Khan video, I wanted the students to go and actually read a Wikipedia article about angles. I could go to Wikipedia and say, let's do wiki angles. I find a concept on angles. Take that link, put it here, and I say, all right, I'm going to add another link. Great. There you go. This will open a wiki article on angles for the students. Now, once that is done, I want to again make them watch a video. So let me take another video on angles for those who didn't understand the Khan Academy one. So I might give you, let's pick angles from here. I again go to share, copy the link, go back, go to embed. Now I have a video, I have a reading material, and then I want my students to see another video on angles. Suppose you don't want to add YouTube, you want to actually upload a video. You can do the same thing. You can click upload, and you can search for the video that you want to upload or the document you want to upload and hit enter. That would upload the resource here. So you can see very quickly you've created an object, learning object angles, which you have defined as a series of resources that your students have to cover. Now let's say we want to add some tags, because once the students have consumed this and maybe done a quiz, we want to know, have they understood this, what skills have they mastered, what they need help with. So since it's angles, I'm going to give it a tag angles. You'll see we have already a lot of tags in our database. Let's pick one that's already here. Let's say we want to teach them measurement. So we pick measurement, and we want them to know how to draw a line to make an angle. Great. So we have tagged this particular learning object with some concepts. Now let's go to the next part, which is creating a quiz. So I'm going to hit this update so that it's saved. I'm going to create a quiz. Let me give the quiz a name. So I'm going to say basics of angles. Let's copy the same description here. I'm going to say the time limit is 6 minutes, so it's 300 seconds or 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 400 bonus points for students who do that, and I'm going to add some questions. Now we come to the part where you can add quiz and questions. As you can see, there's an option to drag questions or to create questions. We don't have any questions here, so let's cover this in a separate unit on how to add questions and how to reuse questions from other topics. I'm going to go back to a lesson, and I am going to save this lesson and move out to the course. Great, so now if you see this course, you'll see that we have a video, we have the angles basic lesson here. We go back to the object, you can see it still has resources, everything is saved. This looks great. We can move on to adding more lessons. You can search the lessons from here, the sidebar. You can search it from up here for topics on angles. So really you have a lot of, if you put an MP4, you can see we have angles introduction, a lot of PDF documents ready for it. Here's a great lesson plan for angles. Say we want to add this to that angle lessons that we just created. I can copy that into the bucket. Once that's done, I can go into the lesson. I can just drop that. Wow, that was simple. Now I have the lesson plan here as an activity for the students, or I could have attached it for the teacher. So you can see that you can reuse existing content from the platform once it's created across multiple lessons, multiple courses, by a simple functionality of making copies. We're going to take this out and move back to Curate.